let's hop in. All right, last one of the day. What are we going to do? I shouldn't worry too much. We've picked up, at least I'll win today, right? Kind of, yeah. This is weird. I don't know what to do on this map, guys. It's a weird map. Well, that's probably not a bad call. He has a fair amount of debt for that, but not a ridiculous amount. It should work. We're going to punish that in just a moment here. Well, I can't see his buildings flying, I don't think. I might be able to. That was the wrong building. All that done. Sell, buy. Anybody have aluminum coming in? I'm not seeing it just yet. So we'll buy up more. Okay, there's aluminum coming in. We'll just have to see what happens at this point. And you found it on a lot of aluminum, so we're just going to sell out of most of that. Call that good. Unfortunately, I'm late to the steel purchase because of all my aluminum shenanigans. I'm just being slow again today. Why am I so slow always these days? Just always slow. Let's see. That is a metal mine for aluminum. Maybe I don't worry about aluminum this game. I don't know what our scavenger friend has got going on right now, but he's sending quarries all the way across the map, which is a little bit of a concern. I'm just going to upgrade. Maybe I grab this aluminum, just so I've got one, and then do the double glass furnace thing again. That went reasonably well last time. I don't know why I'm selling steel if I want to put glass furnaces down. It's actually an idiotic decision. Let's see. I can grab a new claim. Let's do that. Well, lets me go double glass furnace plus food, potentially. Might work out okay. Did I block a claim here? I hope so. I know that pain. I'm happy to share it with others. One other option for this extra claim is geos, but they're all far away, and I'm scientific, so I don't really like geos all that much on scientific. Simply due to the fact that, well, they're kind of expensive. They're kind of insanely expensive, actually. And I'm just going to grab this guy to keep everybody else out of this territory. I could throw down a water pump immediately, but this guy's already, like, got water coming in, sold down a lot of water. This guy has already got a water tile claimed. So maybe I just head straight into that food. Just do that. There you go. Do that. Actually, I don't want to sell steel right now. I want to keep steel high until I see a lot of people making steel. Oh, okay, never mind. Steel's getting made. Sell steel. That's fine. We'll just sell out the steel, make sure we've got cash on hand in case I can get this other new claim, for example. So we're just going to take that. We're already at like 2/3 of an upgrade on new claims alone, right? So that's kind of a really nice place to be. There are magnetic storms this game. Something definitely worth paying attention to is the fact that there are magnetic storms this game. But we're still kind of in an okay spot overall. Still going to sell steel down. Going to sell steel down for the time being. Make sure I've got cash on hand for that black market in particular. Mutiny on a metal mine. That is unfortunate for Bradbury, who is already in a bit of a bad position. He has gone for power, water, and aluminum, which is kind of, I mean, it's more the right idea in a lot of ways, but it's like the power isn't substantial enough yet. He's got too much debt for it to actually make him money. I guess we can just take this game and go over more things like that again, right? Asimov is just flying through upgrades. That's fine. He's expansive. He can get away with that. Upgrades are amazing for him. I am instead purchasing claims. I am effectively going to be on HQ level 3 in the way of claims right now. I'm on HQ level 3 in claims, but I haven't hit HQ level 3 yet. Now, the thing is, I do have to watch power still. And so I do kind of still need to rush to that upgrade and get power done at this point. If these had all gone into power, then I'd still be fine. I just wouldn't have, you know, food available. Got to make sure glass is still producing. Hopefully these are kind of split up enough. I think they are, that magnetic storms won't wipe me out. Finally, I'm getting some payment from the food. That'll let me upgrade very easily. There's a ship in there somewhere. I'm not going to bid on this. Not unless it goes super low. Not unless it's sitting super low. Hopefully everybody else kind of pays attention to it, though. We'll just see what happens. Asimov and I are the only two really in the game. Clark did really crazy things right at the start. It's interesting seeing these new players. Oh, there was a sale on recently, wasn't there? There was a sale on. That would explain it. I've got to get power down. I got to shut up for a second and think about power. I can put power up there, not a huge deal. I'll probably just put power down here. It looks acceptable here. I can kind of push it towards this water a little bit. Maybe abuse slant drilling just a bit. I'm going to just sell stuff down so I can get this done. One claim remaining afterward. That could just hit a patent office if I was feeling a bit silly, which I kind of am. So I'm just going to grab a goon instead of a new claim that time. I'm just going to build this patent office on up. And then hopefully when day comes, these will be acceptable. It might have been an overcommitment to power, but it's just kind of... I'm really bad about power. Look, that's just what it is. It's just I'm really bad about power. And that's the only way... It's the way to talk about it. Okay, nobody has any money right now. The expansive colony just expanded recently. I'm hoping I can get away with this stupid oxygen buy, because nobody was making oxygen. And hopefully I'll be okay. Unfortunately, this hurts the glass a bit, but we're not even paying silicon for it, so with any luck, we'll be alright. Sell down. Immediately, we have another upgrade. I'll just take it, because that will let me push an oxygen very easily. Now, I created a scenario for myself with this food where I was an idiot about it, and now I don't have a triangle. So what we're going to do now is go for perhaps I just take cold fusion. Perhaps I just take it anyway. Slant drilling was also a definite option, but I like cold fusion. It's fun. And a food shortage, well, that's helpful for me. Not that I really needed it. More people expanding, just going to buy into that again. And I guess what I'll do, just to kind of abuse the position that I've put myself in, there are power surges this game, so I have to buy a goon squad for this if I want to do it. But what I can do is sell down, reactors, goon squad right there. Now I have all this other food still, and I could kind of get away with that, partially because, well, I need slant drilling anyway, so I'm just going to put my stuff in a weird spot and go with it. Now, Asimov is still definitely in the game, and doing a pretty good job, actually. I need to shut these down, because I would like to be making that reactor money. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, 40 seconds until I can actually do something about that, so I shouldn't have sold down my glass to try and get money when money wasn't the reason I couldn't do a thing. That was dumb. What else can I do? What else can I do? I can maybe put down that third glass. Do I really need it, though? I think I'd rather put down an engineering lab and start that pumping out. Maybe try and look into carbon up here. I could just get some carbon down, put a chem lab down out here, call it good. Maybe still pick up teleportation despite everything. Sure, why not? Let's just queue it up. That way it's done and I don't have to worry about it in the future. I should be close to an upgrade. Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. Let's check Offworld prices. This is what happens, by the way, when you're in a game with a bunch of people who don't just shut you down instantly. Got to be watching out for Clark, who is starting to spiral out due to his kind of awkward found and everything else that he's done. We're going to have a talk after this game again with all these new players flooding in. I wish I'd known there was a sale coming. I would have pushed a little bit harder to get that video done. Note how the interesting thing about cold fusion is it's raising that water price, which makes everybody else's water resources less profitable, but not mine, because mine are all on top of water because scientific. This is a thing, an obvious thing that GameSlayer pointed out to me a little while ago. Okay, I did just upgrade, but so did he, so he shouldn't have a massive money advantage here. I should be able to block him from this purchase for the time being fairly effectively. He does have a lot of cash sitting around, though, and I don't really appreciate that very much. Freeze his food out. He's been doing a real good job holding on, and I would love to use these claims I just acquired. What can I use them on? I can make some more glass. That's fairly okay. I can use these fairly easily up here. I got 4. He got 6. Hopefully we're okay anyways. I am creating that odd scenario where water has gotten very expensive, which makes it a lot harder for him to abuse it, but it doesn't make it harder for me, which was the whole point. Power surge does almost nothing, thankfully. It just runs right into a reactor. Very, very little getting done there at all. I still have this lab in particular that I can abuse. I'm going to take nanotech. I could take carbon scrubbing, but I'm not too worried about it. I guess it would be good, but we're going to take nanotech first, and I would love to just push for an Offworld at this point. I do need to worry about getting a spy picked up. Oh, there's actually a small cooldown on the spy now. That's interesting. Just to make sure there are no shenanigans going on that I should know about. And I'm probably just going to, like, chain buy those on our competitor here, just to make sure I know if he has an Offworld down and where. Okay, there we go. That's what I needed to see, I think. That's almost all his territory. Almost. Not quite all, but almost. We'll go ahead and queue up carbon scrubbing here. Yeah, 32,000, no thank you. Oh, great. Actually, that means I need all kinds of cash on hand right now. right now, like yesterday, actually. I need all kinds of cash on hand. Shoot. Can't push to any black market effects. I just got to watch this button at this point, because this just suddenly means he is spiraling. He is absolutely spiraling. Asimov does not have as much cash as I do. He has not identified this fact quite yet. I'm just going to sit here and sell. That's all I'm doing. Clark is trying to hold on by buying stock, which is interesting. Probably won't work out for him too well. He has... No, he has not stopped spiraling. He just dropped by like 20 cents all of a sudden, and now I just have to sit here and wait, basically. I'd love to use these last 2 claims. I'd love to do all kinds of other things. I'm not going to stop carbon scrubbing. That was an option, was stopping carbon scrubbing, recovering those chems. But I did not want to do it. Okay. That's him knocked out of the game. Unfortunately, all that really does in the moment is raise my stock price, which is helpful, but it's not like near as beneficial as one might have hoped it could have been. Let's see. Those things are separate from my base, but that's okay. I can still use them. This is super awkward. Is that even... Is that on dry ice? Does that do anything? I guess it is on dry ice, isn't it? It's hard to tell, but yeah. Okay, weird. Alright, we'll cover that in a minute then. I could go into water. I could build a hacker array. Why don't we do that? Just a hacker array very quickly. And then, let's see. I've got a hologram to use. I would like to do that. And I'd like to build an off-world market, quite frankly. I am getting mutinied on a farm, so I don't care in the slightest, because I'm worried about far more important things that are happening up in this corner of the map. Let's get rid of those. Go ahead and make some electronics factories there, I guess. Put that down. I should have done that in a better order, but whatever. It's fine. Spies catch this guy right here, so I'm going to go ahead and shut that down. There's also something there that I might need to see. That is an off-world market. Okay. So he has managed to push to one as well. Excuse me. Thinking Machine's going to get grabbed up for these off-world markets this game, because I think, yeah, they were really, really good with food in particular. So what do I want to short? I could just short water, actually. And be real stupid. Just be real stupid and short water. Gather up a little bit of water for myself to abuse with this. Maybe. These guys are burning their water crazy fast. Still have no interest in that, basically. I have claims if I want them fairly cheaply. Like, I've got 10k claims available down here in this corner. I've got upgrade that I could take for 14, which is 3 claims, which is just fantastic. These are actually high water tiles, by the way, so that's part of the reason I needed to put the water here. It's because these were high water tiles. And this is going to be a low water tile right here, but it's still good adjacency. And I could potentially really abuse these water shorts quite heavily. And then I think I'm just going to finish off with putting another electronics factory down right there. I could use another upgrade, maybe push into those engineering labs that I really would like to have down and haven't ever bothered with this game. That should, I think, be a very, very soon a goal. I'm going to grab a goon this time, though. And can I push to another upgrade? 41,000. Just about. I'm pretty close. Carbon's a bit expensive. I do have some of it coming in right here. Maybe with an upgrade. I don't know why I'm selling down water. That's ridiculous. Let's buy water. We know there's a hack coming. We know everybody else is burning through their water very, very quickly, very rapidly. That is online, and it's goon squatted, so I have to watch out for that. There are no adrenaline boosts, thankfully, so he can't really abuse it all that heavily, but it is something to be careful of. Somebody did have a store of water saved up, which is quite frustrating. And he is upgrading food production, so I'm in no way home free, I guess we should say. I am just making good progress. Yeah. They managed to have a supply of it stored up. I don't know how or why. Maybe because he finally turned these off for a while. That would do it. I could start buying into myself before long. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to grab a little bit of carbon with that upgrade. I'm going to throw another hologrammed off-world down if I can pull it off, potentially. That was poorly placed, actually. Okay, well, maybe we'll just make this work. There. Go with it. That's a bunch of off-worlds down. I wanted engineering labs, and I never made that happen. So what I'm going to do is just dump them down right here. Bit of a ridiculous placement for them, but hopefully it'll be alright. I'm a little worried about steel and how effective that's being right now. I can't really attack the Offworld too effectively. Unfortunate bounces, but hopefully we'll be alright. He has bought himself up completely, but he has that D debt we were talking about earlier, that if I play it outright, we will force him to pay down long term. Alright. This hack's not going to go all that well for us, but it will do something. I could grab a core sample. I don't really care.
6,000.
Let those two fight over it. Sure, why not?
8,000.
Man, how much power do you have? Is it really just that Geo? That's pretty silly. I can just hack power for all I care. If he just has one Geo... He does have another off-world building. It's not gooned, though, so we'll just have to pay attention to it is all. Here come these. Just do 3 food researches. Probably not the best idea, but we'll try and make it work. Financial instruments this game should be pretty solid. Let's see. Let's go ahead and sell out here. Nobody making electronics, right? Yeah, nobody making electronics. So I'm just going to stay in those for the most part. Still not gooned, which is fine. I could just buy a goon and push that price up, actually, and that might be a little bit better. He is buying into me, which should be no big surprise. Hopefully he doesn't have enough cash to actually kill me. Shouldn't. We can let him get a fair amount of us, hopefully, and still be okay. I'm not entirely sure. Might have gone too long without buying myself up. But I got 7. His stock price is absolutely atrocious, to say, you know, nice things about it. Let's see, do I still only have 2 off-worlds up? Maybe I only have, yeah, I only have 2 off-worlds up so far. I really should fix that. Let's get virtual reality, maybe grab some superconductor. I was going to do this to hurt him a bit. I did go a little nuts on the spies, didn't I? I could also, actually, instead of doing that, I could just do this, and that should help out quite a bit as well. Let's get these done. Chems are actually super, super cheap. And I probably just want to keep pushing on cash right now. At this point. And just scare them. Come on, give me the black market. I want more black market. Superconductor, perpetual motion, they're all kind of okay. I don't really care that much, but chems are kind of cheap, so whatever. Get out of here, please. Launch. I really should push to a 3rd off-world at some point, but maybe I don't need to. Maybe I just need to go for this buy. He's already spiraling pretty hard. This is his punishment for how he's been playing this game, is his spiral. See, he can't even pay down debt. He's going to pay down debt now, but he can't pay down all of it right away. And he's forced to do that now, which leaves me in a very safe and secure spot, given the sheer amount of cash that I have. He did mutiny his off-world back, certainly a strong play. Alright. I can bid on this. I don't really care. Sure, why not? He has to pay basically real money for this. He can't be affording what he's doing, realistically. Extra claim. Oh, I need to upgrade my HQ again to get another one down. I don't really want to do that, actually. So I just have an extra claim sitting around. What do I want to do with it? Just water? Just make some more water? Or, sorry, food? We can just make some more food. Should be okay. Let's make some more steel. Cancel that out. Let's see, that's my short going right now. It should be fine. Oh, we can cancel out of that. What do we want to short then, if anything? We can just keep shorting carbon, I suppose. And just sit on it. 633 is our goal. We're getting close to that, but I don't think we're quite there just yet. Need a little bit more. Just need to keep these off-worlds functional. Need to stay aggressive. Get that 3rd launch going again. And we should be alright. We're getting there. 600 now. 645 is our current goal. Off-world launches might clean that up for us alright. 648. We should be just about there.
Offworld shipment launched. Look at all the money.
That hands me the game quite easily. We'll just have to finish off Bradbury a little bit at a time. And he's set himself up in a very kind of odd position. I'm going to try and launch a power surge down it, and we're just going to see what happens. Look at all this carbon I have. This is silly.
Offworld shipment hackers have compromised the trade.
I guess we could upgrade if we wanted to. It's pretty cheap is why. It's like, it's super cheap, so why not? Just take it. Maybe get some more electronics production down if I really want to over here. Or it just raises my stock price, which is nice in and of itself. It also lets me put down more off-worlds, but that seems excessive. It just seems excessive is all. I do have a carbon short running. I'm not going to upgrade anything else. The game is over. I don't need to do anything else. I will just go ahead and get that going.
Offworld shipment launched.
And we should be able to clean this up momentarily. We're about 100k short right now. He doesn't have any debt to pay down, so his stock price isn't going to be jumping up like crazy. And this game should be over. It was interesting. That was interesting. Week starts from 2 players. And then Scimitar just debt spiraled from auctions. And I was the one paying attention to it, more so than Nate the Great was. Obviously, we both got stock purchased initially, right? But when the spiral itself started going... Yeah, I'm sorry. That sucks, Nate the Great. I don't know what to say about that. I could have canceled the patent and sold the chems at that moment. Qubit was correct about that. The reason I didn't was because I had seen that I had more money than everybody else anyway. So I didn't want to lose the patent research time to explain what was going on there. Now that might have been even earlier when we were fighting over stock, and at that point it might have been a better decision. But during the whole race to the purchase, I kind of checked and saw it wasn't necessary. Is why I didn't do it. To explain that. Okay, let's go over this real quick. So, if I remember correctly, we saw a found right here. It was a very early found for a mediocre position, which was bad. That was too much debt. It took 1 carbon instead of 2 carbon, and then I think it tried to fly across the map to this aluminum, which was just not a viable option, right? It was too far away. And then I ended up blocking it, I think is what I saw. And then there's also like this random carbon tile here. Always got to remember adjacency. Group your stuff together. Group your stuff together is super important. It opens you up to vulnerability from black market, but it's such a massive production increase that it's impossible to avoid. Over here, we had a player who... He made some progress that game. He got to HQ5, right? I think one of these silicon points was his. He had a fairly okay start in some ways. He planted in a bunch of water, which is far more viable than it used to be. There was some iron nearby that he didn't choose to take, but then he went for like a water pump, an aluminum, and then like a geotherm. And obviously, when you're making power with 30k debt, that power is not going to make you any money. Not anytime soon is that power going to make you money. And I'm going through some of the basics here, guys, because I know there are new people playing the game these days. So bear with me for that. I apologize. But when you have debt, when you have that much debt, you can't make power because your power is not going to make you money. And in the early game, you need to make money. Those like a $500 investment in the early game is much more powerful than a $10,000 investment in the late game. So you need to be making money in the early game. You can't have a dead tile. And this is effectively a dead tile at HQ level 1 when you've got 30,000 debt. Now, if he had founded super, super late, I've actually seen a geotherm first win the game sometimes. It's rare, but it happens. Frankly, it's in the hands of a player like Qubit, but still. And then you also kind of have to question the water. Basically, what happened with the water was he founded in a bunch of water, right? Sold all that water down, then grabbed a water pump. And unfortunately... that's not going to work out fantastically well because you just killed the water price. So maybe if he had gone something like founded in this water, so he's got good access to water, he has a lot of water at the start that he can sell down for a quick boost in cash, and that's great. Then he takes this aluminum, and then like this iron, and then this iron, which also has carbon on it, or just these 2 iron, which also have carbon on it. That could have been great. And then he could have moved forward. And then we get to building placement. You'll notice my buildings this game They're not perfectly placed because, frankly, I got lazy. But they work pretty well. If you remember, I just had a triangle, a triangle, a triangle, and it's just triangles everywhere. And you always go with triangles if you can pull it off, like almost always. Instead of this kind of weird line of buildings that you've got going on. Because then you're reducing your number of adjacency bonuses. You're still open to getting power surged. It's just not what you want to do for the most part. And so kind of the building placement wasn't so great. The building themselves were making him some money, enough that he managed to keep upgrading, despite not having steel, despite not having glass for a long time, despite having very little aluminum. He managed to keep upgrading, so that was great. I think he expanded into water as appropriate, but I doubt he shifted it around as necessary later in the game. So just be careful. You want your base to look like this as an expansive player. Nate the Great's a very experienced player. He knows what he's doing. This is how an expansive base should probably look. You'll notice he's got diamonds going on. He's expansive. He can get away with diamonds usually, so that's fine. I have triangles going on everywhere. And then I added on to it because I had a stupid amount of tiles, right? But if you remember what my base looked like, it was triangle, 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 right? That's what it looked like. So that's what you'll want to see. And that's even kind of what I did over here. You've got this diamond here, but you've got triangle. And even though this is a group of 6 buildings, it's still a diamond and then 2 extras. All right, guys. I said that was going to be the last one. Holding to that. I don't know how many of you are left. Hexagon's great versus Power Surge without EMPs with a goon in the middle. Cubit is absolutely right about that, but you have to be careful about it. A quick detail on Hexagons versus Power Surges, which Cubit has brought up. You have to be careful. Because say you've got a hexagon, which there are none on this game, but I can kind of still try and give an example. Say you've got a hexagon of like these 7 tiles right here, right? And let's say, no, let's not use those tiles because there's a weird goon squad there. What do I want to use? Let's use... Guys, it's really weird trying to find a good hexagon spot. Okay, right here. We can easily picture a hexagon right here, right? A hexagon, there are 3 more farms right here. The thing you got to be careful of... is if there's a goon squad on this spy, like you put a goon squad in this tile for your hexagon to defend it against EMPs, or just if you're using this without EMPs, you just put a goon squad here because it's a good solid defense, and somebody tries to power surge, well, yeah, it'll just slam into that goon squad. But what you got to watch out for is if somebody, say, drops a dynamite on your goon, that tile goes defended, it no longer becomes a valid power surge target. So the power surge will just go all the way around your hexagon and shut down the other 6 buildings, guaranteed. Unless that's changed. Unless that's changed, that's what's going to happen. So you still have to be careful about it. But you can play around it if you see someone doing that with hexagons. But seriously, triangles, diamonds, hexagons. That's what you're looking for. Those are like your actual 3 setups for the most part. Very occasionally you'll get pairs, which you saw me using a pair this game. You should almost never have single tiles. That's the biggest mistake that a lot of new players make, is once they're HQ level 2 or 3, they still have very serious single tiles out there that don't need to be there. There are exceptions, like a single tile of silicon, because it's high, can be very strong. A single tile of aluminum, because it's high, can be very strong. But of your basic production buildings, I think we saw a red player. He had 1 electronics factory just sitting there. And that's never going to do anything. A single tile electronics factory is awful. A triangle is much better. Because a triangle is equal to 5 electronics factories, not 3. Because of adjacency bonuses. I don't want to delve into that too much. I should actually make my stupid tutorial videos instead of going over it on stream when I've already said we're going to be done for the day. And I'm going to get out of here, so once again I can go deal with more things and get back to life. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Yell at me about the tutorial thing until I get it done if you want it. I will try and make that happen. For now, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.